Many cool things to do in this state. That's what I love about living in Idaho.
And as big as I thought that car was, that's not the first one of those I've seen in Idaho. You know, it's like there are people out there who take their own ride seriously like that. So certainly.
With all those adventures though, I'm just guessing that's probably the cleanest it will be. I think there's going to be some off-roading involved, especially Roland. He goes and does all those.
Roland's going to get some dirt on his face, literally, and on the car itself. So I'm
Yours
sure.
too, Denny. Your face
we'll see if he lets
there.
me drive it. I know my family yesterday was like, well, we don't need to get you anything for Christmas. You already got your gift. And I was like, we'll see if Roland lets me drive this. They actually are going to make us take a driving practice test because it is so different.
Might have to get that on tape.
Just
make sure everything goes okay.
Yeah, we'll see. So, all right, well, those winter tires, the snow tires, the chain, and I don't know about chains, depends on very much what you drive and what kind of tire situation you have, but some of that might actually come into play this weekend if you're traveling, or this week, I should say, today and tomorrow and Thursday up in the mountains. If you are headed that way, you might want to start thinking about winter driving, or at least those snow tires or all-terrain tires, four-wheel drive, whatever it might be. Well, we're talking about a white Christmas. Obviously, we're just 6 days away from Christmas. Here in Boise, the odds kind of stacked against us. So a white Christmas technically means there's an inch of snow or more on the ground. There's only a 9% probability of that happening here. 91% of the time, we either see less than 1 inch of snow on the ground or no snow at all. A lot of times, it's actually just less than an inch. So I think for us this year, our best case scenario is going to be that there's a little bit of snow on the ground. It's not going to snow on Christmas, unfortunately. I don't think we have a monster storm moving in like we did last year. Christmas Eve or Christmas Day last year, we had 9 inches of snow on the ground. So here's what it's going to take this year. It has to snow tonight or tomorrow, and it has to stick. There's got to be enough of it to kind of stick on some of those surfaces that might make it feel a little more white Christmassy. Then Wednesday, our high is supposed to be 37, so we need to keep it to a point where we don't melt that snow off. There would be a risk of that, especially if we see some rain coming into play on Wednesday at any point during the day. Our system for Friday looks to kind of be fizzling out a little bit. We could see a few flurries possibly here in the lower valleys, but it looks to be more of a mountain event, if anything at all. So the overall outlook, possible. I'm saying not super likely. It all depends on how much we get, if any at all, late today, tonight, and tomorrow. Satellite and radar looking good. We're seeing a few flurries up toward the west central mountain range early this morning. Increased cloud cover. That cloud deck should stay with us for the majority of the day today, so plan on an overcast type day. We are seeing the wet weather already in parts of northern Idaho, eastern Washington, western Montana, and then it's just dumping rain on the west coast. So a lot of that out to the west is rain, but as we see this transition over the mountain ranges and into an area where it's been colder, we'll watch for some of this to become snow. So let's break it down as far as the winter weather advisories that we have in play for the areas in the west central mountains and the sawtooths that could create difficult travel along highways 55, 95, and 75. And then this winter weather advisory down to the south of us could impact highways 51 and 93. These areas in purple on the bottom of your screen, we're looking at 1 to 3 inches of snow, locally up to 5. I'm saying areas here in the Treasure Valley, maybe an inch if we're lucky. Those amounts are going to be higher in the mountains. We'll break that down in a second. Timing this out for you again, dinner hour, everyone looking okay. Your commute home today, just fine. Could start seeing the first flurries fire up in the McCall area and up there toward our northern mountains a little bit later on this evening. By tonight, things become more widespread. Here's midnight looking like snow for just about everyone, or that's the hope, and the ski areas certainly want to be cashing in from this. We'll watch for snow to continue widespread in nature across the high terrain, and some of this does dip down close to Boise as we get into 4 or 5 o'clock tomorrow morning. So that's where we say there is the potential for some snow showers overnight or a rain-snow mix, depending on where our temperatures are. It could be pockets of rain, but if we see that snow, I'm talking about an inch top. So not a major system, but maybe enough to create a little bit of difficult travel on your morning commute, especially if you're going to be driving up into the mountains. Everything starts to taper off by Wednesday afternoon. We'll see some light showers continuing in the mountains through, I think, Wednesday afternoon into the evening. This thing shuts off by Thursday. We start off winter on a drier note, and it gets colder. So again, as far as snow accumulation in the mountains, many of our mountain valleys, I'd say up toward McCall, Stanley, 3 to 5 inches, maybe 3 to 6 locally. So meaning some of those hardest hit spots, we could see up to 8 to 12 in areas above 6,000 feet. So you can see those darker areas in blue or purple on your screen are going to be some of the harder hit spots as far as what our computer models are indicating. So the hope is that the ski areas will cash in on several inches. I'd love to see more than 5 for most of our ski areas. So hopefully we'll kind of be more in that 6 to 12 inch ballpark for the ski areas. Bogus looks to be a little further south than some of them, but we'll keep our eyes on it. Download the KBOI2 weather app, by the way, to keep an eye on this storm. Track it with us. There's an hourly forecast there and that interactive radar, which will be pretty helpful for you, especially if we see any of this push over and linger into the morning commute tomorrow. That is a possible scenario. It's not looking super likely, but I would say throughout the day tomorrow, slight chance for rain and snow showers on and off, high of 37. Then from there we turn colder and we dry out through Christmas Day.
Okay.